Welcome back. Welcome back. My name is Ryan Riddell, and we're going to talk today about Brad Hill, Sir Create. If you looked at the first video, this is a multi-part series about some of the artists that I will be trying to collect this year. This is one of my favorite artists, Brad Hill. I found out that he is 30 years old, and he is actually a sound engineer by trade, and he's not an artist by training. So I found out talking to him is that he was given some Play-Doh in 2010. Now you can find the story on his website as well as on his Instagram that he was given a gift by some friends in 2010 as some Play-Doh, and he started to make some things. He made a peanut first, and then one of the first sculptures he made is this. It is Jake and Finn from Adventure Time. Now, okay, we're going to go through some of his artwork, and you're going to see it change. And you're also going to see that he does two types of artwork. He does freestanding sculpture, and then he does this thing called a peak. And then at the end, we're going to talk about how he's combined those two. So some other fun things about him is he does have an Instagram, he has a Tumblr, he has a website, he has an Etsy shop. And we're going to talk about just him and only him today. And we're going to talk about ways to get his work and some of the galleries that he's worked with. And also where you can get some of his work. So we're going to talk about this piece right here. This is Dumb and Dumber. It's an image that I pulled from his website. It's one of the older pieces. Now, we're going to start talking about his particular style of artwork. He's been doing artwork for about 2011 to the present, 2010, 2011 to the present day. He doesn't have a formal training in artwork. And so he's doing a lot of this freehand, and like the idea of he was like 22, 23 when he started doing these, and he's gotten a little bit older. He's 30 now, and he's starting to figure things out. And he's starting to put together things. So here you see that he's doing a lot. He's got this briefcase and all of this. And now we're going to go to another image, Ghostbusters. Here you have Bill Murray from Ghostbusters, and it's a great image. Like, these are all, just remember, all of his artwork is going to be based in either video games, movies, pop culture videos, cartoons, things that are fun and lighting. That's part of the kind of that like zeitgeist of pop culture that's happening now. Things that we have lived through. So we're going to look at, so here's 1980s Ghostbusters, and then we're going to go to the 80s again and look at this. Now, this is Mike TV from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. So I asked Brad, or Sir Create, what is one movie that inspires you? And he says one of his all-time favorite movies is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I had to ask which one there is a correct answer, and luckily he got the answer right. The Gene Wilder version, not the Johnny Depp version. Thanks Tim Burton, but no thanks. So also, now we're going to look at some of his other work. So I don't know if you've noticed between Dumb and Dumber, Bill Murray, and Mike TV, what you're looking for is a square face. Kind of these square bodies, these square kind of shapes. Even when you look at Slimer is kind of a square. So he's kind of boxing people into these like very nice shapes. Why he does that, I honestly do not know. He didn't explain that to me. I didn't talk to him too much, and what I've read online is probably things most of you have read online about him as well. So I'm not terribly sure why he does the box, but it's stylized, and you can tell that it's Brad Hill. We like that. So now here we have Hellboy from the Guillermo del Toro universe, and I really like this. This is one of those like really just kind of a great images, and it fits great into the Hellboy universe. I'm really kind of excited to see some of the other type of Hellboy or the Guillermo del Toro universe that he starts to get into. Here is Mr. White from the Breaking Bad series, and if you notice, the head of the bear that falls out of the plane that's on fire also is in that square shape. This is probably one of my favorites. It's great. Good old Heisenberg here. And then here is something else we're going to look at real quick, and it's Megan Mullally and Nick Offerman. And here they are from when they were on Parks and Rec together, when Nick runs off with Megan Mullally's character, the librarian, and she and him like run off and he gets cornrows, and this is like one of the funniest scenes in the series, and it's really funny to me. And clearly it was funny to Brad as well, so he sculpted it. I mean, like, as an artist, you gotta like the things that you're sculpting and the things that you're making, and I think that Brad really does have a good time making and showing what he likes to do. So then we have these three right here. Now this is from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. This is a piece I believe that was sold at Gallery 1988 or still available at Gallery 1988. I'm not 100% sure. So call the Gallery 1988 see if they have it for availability. It's a great piece, but you still see they still have that kind of that square head. Now they're not squished square heads, so when you look at Funko characters, these are a little more interesting than Funko. So Funko is very much a company that is a great company that does a lot of pop culture stuff, but it's based in the history of bobblehead. These are not based in the history of bobblehead. These are based in the kind of like inspiration of cartoons and stylization. And I think Brad does a great job with these. And I think Ferris Bueller is a little bit of that departure that he has. And I think he's starting to explore things here. And I think that's great. Artists should explore, artists should try new things. Then we have these images here. These are going to be called peaks. Now, peaks are some of my own personal favorite images of his. So first one we're going to look at is right here. This is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So you'll see at the top, he has the actual image of what it looks like if you're looking straight onto it. And then he has the dimensions of what size it is. And then he has what all four of them look like looking straight onto it. So, and then here's Sully from Monsters, Inc. Here's a Pixar version. And so you'll see that the outside of the peak has changed. The dimensions have not changed. And you'll see the signature over there, the BH, that's his signature. That kind of spray painted BH. They're fantastic. I love it. And then, so you'll see also that he has a small disclaimer on all these images that the top of the peak does not come off. So these aren't images that, you know, are going to be things where you can pull them off and play with them. They're sculptures, they're sculptural work, they're kind of these like peekaboo type sculptures that are fantastic. And I really like them. So here's the next one is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. This is the Grinch. Every year he does a Christmas version. I have yet to get any of those. I personally own a few peaks, but they are the cheapest and easiest things to get from Brad Hill. He does them twice a month. He does them once a month. He does 2 images every month. Sometimes he'll do 3, and on a rare occasion he'll only do 1. They're sold on his Etsy store. They're $55. This one is Taro from I forgot the director's name. It's a Japanese director. He did Kiki's Delivery Service, Howl's Traveling Castle. I'm blanking on his name, and if I said it, I would say it wrong. But this is another one of his images. You'll see if with something that small, he's getting a lot of detail in it. And then here's one of my favorite Star Wars images that he did. It's one of the Ewoks. Now, the thing about his work is you can get the sculptures if they're available. They're a little more expensive. They're $200 to $600. So, yeah, okay. So we're going to talk about price real quick. So these are, the peaks are $55. They're $55 a piece, and they sell out between 5 to 8 minutes when they get posted on Etsy. So if you wanted one of, this one, or this one, or this one, you have to be online. He drops all 18 at once, and there's 2 images, there's 18 of each, and you have to snap them up quick, because if you don't, you're going to be out of luck. And they are the easiest ways to get Brad's work. You just got to watch his Instagram. He'll tell you when it's dropping. He'll give you heads notice. He'll do everything. And then it's nice about the thing too is that he'll lead you up to what the image is. There's been images where I'm like, I'm not so interested in this image, and then there's been other images where I've been super interested in, but by the time I ordered them, people had already bought them all and they were all gone. So you really have to be quick on Etsy, and you really have to have your stuff together on Etsy so that you can get the work. So I did contact him a little while ago, pre the last video, about commissioning work. And I also asked him when he contacted me about, are there images that you will or will not do? Kind of find out, like, would you do a landscape? Would you do a family portrait? What are things that you will and will not do? He hasn't said what he will and will not do, so I can't confirm, deny, or say this is what he said. But if you do want a commission, he told me when I asked him earlier this year, he said he's about 6 to 8 months behind. So remember, he does have a full-time job as an audio sound person, and he does this on the side. This is not his full-time job. This is not what he does for a living. This is something that he is doing for his own enjoyment. And he, out of the kindness of his heart, he allows us to participate in his life with him by buying his peaks twice a month, 2 different images once a month. So all I have to say is, if you do want an image, you do need to either understand that you're going to be waiting a while, or you're going to have to be very fast once a month. Now, this is where he's at recently, is this Kermit the Frog image, and there's also a Louise Belcher image where she has her little nightlight that she is. So he's combining these square images with sculptural images to create these kind of peaks inside sculptures, which I'm blown away by, I'm fascinated by, I want more, I need more, it's everything to me, and I have to have one. This is one of those things where, as someone who collects artwork, this is something that I need, want, and I have to have. And I would wait 6 to 8 months. I would wait a year. I would contact him, ask him what he is willing not to do, tell him that I want one of these shaped images, and telling him I'm willing to wait a year for this image, and asking him if he wants to be paid now, half later. Find out how he wants to be paid. I can't say how he wants to be paid because he never told me, but Brad Hill, big thumbs up, everybody. Go out, get yourself a Brad Hill. And just be like, peek-a-boo.